Buddha. OB, you made a hit, nigga.
Welcome back once again. Here we are, Houston Rockets, Black-owned podcast. Let's get it, man. What's up, Dante?
Hey, what's going on, man? What ain't up has been the Rockets the past couple of games, past 4 games. It ain't been them, but I'm good, man. Nice to be back on with your partner to get a Rockets podcast in, and I'm ready.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Let's talk about the game a couple nights ago against this not very good team, man. I don't know really what's going on with Houston lately. I mean, we really given it up, you know. Whether it's been coaching all season we've complained about, to our players just not being efficient, down to even staffing, not giving our, if you want to really call him a coach, a good team to build with, you know. We've just been all over the place. We've won a record right now through 40 games. The first half of the season, we are 10-30. I feel like we have not really, to quote Eric Gordon, there has been no improvement. There's little to no improvement at all. But yeah I'm astonished.
Yeah, I'm astonished too. Got to get some off on this one. That was an embarrassing the way we lost that 20-point lead. But I want to kind of go back to the game before this game. I believe it was against Utah. The guys actually quit in the fourth quarter. The guys actually really quit after Utah got the lead. You saw, I think it was a play that Jalen Green shot a ball. Nobody bothered by getting back on defense. All you see is Kevin Porter Jr. just backpedaling back, trying to just backpedaling. After that, no one was near the guy who made the dunk shot. Ochai Agbaji comes off the bench and hit 3 threes in a row for Utah. And this is a rookie that just got his minutes in the fourth quarter. That was an embarrassing to watch. Not guys showing effort, not showing heart on the basketball court. And that goes back to Stephen Silas. The team basically quit against Utah. Basically quit. When Utah got the lead and Lauri Markkanen, was on fire the whole game. I know Lauri Markkanen, and give credit to him, he wasn't used right against Chicago. Now he's Utah number 1 guy, but you don't let him go for 49 points and have a comfortable shot every time he gets ready to shoot. You don't let him score a guy you don't let Lauri Markkanen, who deserves to probably be in an all-star game, score 49 points and be a guy that can, if Luka or something like that beats you, then he's just a great player. That's a great player. I'm fine with that. But Lauri Markkanen scoring 49 points is unacceptable. Ochai Agbaji, a rookie out of Kansas, who won a national championship, for him just to only play in the fourth quarter and shoot the way he did is absolutely atrocious and embarrassing. That was an embarrassing effort. At the end of that game, they quit on Stephen Silas, and you wonder if this thing get any worse. Will Stephen Silas be fired before the season even over with? If this game can get even worse than this one. Lack of effort, no heart, rebounding has not really been good, especially against Rudy Gobert. We couldn't get into the paint the other night. Alperon, by him not being so much of a great shooter, guess what? Hey, Rudy Gobert get to sit in the paint. Jalen Green could not even get in the paint. He normally loves to get in the paint, but when Rudy Gobert standing there, now you got to deal with got minutes dropping. Now that Jayshawn Tate is back in the rotation, a lot of people's gonna lose. You don't even see Tata Washington anymore. So at the end of the day, man, it's just been embarrassing and frustrating to be a Rocket fan. In the second quarter, you had all the momentum, scoring whenever you want to. KJ Martin had a beautiful second half, gets a putback dunk, goes right down the middle, gets a one-handed slam down. I'm like, okay, I think they can beat Minnesota. Minnesota's not even a good team. They're not even a good team. Even when they got Rudy Gobert, I think Utah fleeced them. They definitely winning that deal right now. But at the end of the day, you up 68-48, and you lose a 20-point lead before the halftime. You go up by 4. In the fourth quarter, you get outscored by taking terrible shot selection. Rudy Gobert dominant in the paint. And our guards played horrendous. I mean, Jalen Green and Kevin Porter played horrendous. Couldn't handle the ball, getting the ball stolen away from them. It was all around bad. And that's one thing frustrating. You think you want to see improvement out of your guys, and you're just not seeing that. So at the end of the day, you can. It's some of the games you can kind of defend Steven Silas. He hasn't had nothing to work with. But when a team quit on you like they did in Utah, and you come away with this effort, losing a 20-point lead, then you just lost an 18-point lead against Dallas when you had them in the middle of the third quarter. Something got to give, man. Something got to give. You got Jayshawn Tate coming back off injury. Now someone got to lose minutes. Someone got all of a sudden minutes got to drop. That's too much to go with, and you wonder if this thing get any worse, man. Steven Silas may be on a hot seat if this thing get any worse before the season over.
Yeah. Realistically, I don't think, as far as they're gonna say, I don't think we're gonna fire Silas mid-season. But I do believe strongly that at the end of the season, if we are maybe 1 or 2 games around where we were last season, he's done. Right? Like I understand. Like Silas is a good guy. Like I do like Silas as a person, but like I mean, as a coach, like I mean, we're getting more out of John Lucas. And he's just the assistant coach. You know, you're out here making the big bucks, you know, about $6 million a year, right? We need you. You know, you're supposed to be the bad cop in this situation. You know, and again, like his full coaching skills were on display during that Minnesota game. You know, we outscored them by 20, right? And then they started to come back, and we ended the first quarter with 24-33. That's all right. You know, Houston scoring 33 in a quarter is a rare commodity. That felt real good. In the second quarter, we only got outscored by 5, despite their 20-4 run. You know, and we were still leading, I think, by 4 towards the end of the end, and leading into the third quarter. We tied them 19-19 in the third quarter, and then that fourth quarter, you know, as per usual, Houston just let them bust it wide open, 27-15. I mean, our lowest scoring quarter so far of the game, and to finish off the 104-96 win. I mean, man, there's really a lot to take away from this game. In terms of, like you said, the turnovers, to ball movement, you know. Anthony Edwards, you know, he had 6 free throws here. D'Lo shot 4 for 7 for 3, which, you know, he's a good 3-point shooter. 57% is, you know, almost absurd to be hearing from him. It was a little bit of a positive note. It was good to see that Eric Gordon and Austin Rivers reunite. I don't know how everyone feels about Austin Rivers, but I did like him on Houston. It's unfortunate we made him play small forward, his small ass, you know, but it was nice to see him out there and getting some work. It's just unfortunate he got 20 minutes of run after being dropped from Minnesota last year. I mean, overall, our shooting splits were not that good. You know, we shot 42% from the field on 89 shot attempts and 30% from 3. 30% in any game, you know, especially these days, is not getting you anywhere. You know, it's not the 90s anymore. You have to shoot about 35% in order to be close to a win. And the fact that we were able to stay in the game as long as we did, it really just amazes me, you know, from the sheer amount of turnovers and lack of ball movement. You know, I mean, despite the amount of turnovers that we had, I will give credit to KPJ, right? He's doing his thing out there. I want to say he played probably the best out of our crew yet again. KPJ had 25 points, 6 boards, 5 assists, and the steal and a block to go with it, you know, on 60%. I'll take it. You know, he had 5 turnovers. That's okay. He's a young point guard. I understand. But Jalen Green, 9 points. You guys know I've really been a Jalen Green truth out here. You know, I've really been trying to harp on him. You know, he's our cornerstone piece. And as a cornerstone piece, you can't put up single digits. You can't. You can't. I believe he shot around he had
4 for 15. Okay.
1 for 6 from 3, you know. He had 5 assists, which is nice. I do like that. He had 2 steals. Cool. But you're an offensive engine, right? You're an offensive hub. We need you to be able to put the ball on the floor at any given time and get a damn bucket. That's what you're advertised as, and 9 points is not a bucket. I mean,
but most of the time when Jalen Green is dribbling the basketball or playing, it's tough shots that he's always taking. He's not taking comfortable shots. When he drives to the basket, he always have to work. It's always a tough layup that he has to do. So he has to improve on a lot of efficiency. And I feel like he's too inconsistent from the outside. I feel like he can still get better. At that. He's young, but the shooting splits and the jump shot that he takes are not good high percentage jump shots. But again, just because he can get a shot up at any point of time and he got good elevation, it turns into an awesome shot for him. But in reality, in real time, he's not really being a good shot selector. So against Minnesota, you see Rudy Gobert in the paint, so it makes it much harder for him to attack the basket. Rudy Gobert is long. You've seen how many shots he affected in the rim. And you had guys going into the lane. Normally they'll finish, but you had guys going to the baseline and pulling the ball back out just because of Rudy Gobert just sitting in the paint. And by LP not being able to spread the floor as much, he's going to keep a guy like Gobert in the paint where he can dominate when you're going up against other teams. Hey, you don't have a Rudy Gobert, so you can attack the paint in any given time. But Jalen Green, he has to improve on a little bit more efficiency and have better shot selection. But yeah, you're going to have those nights when you're going to score single digits. I'm okay with him. I'm not okay with him scoring single digits in this game, but again, it's going to happen because, again, you want him to be aggressive. You want him to be aggressive. You want him to attack the rim. You want him to keep shooting the shots that he's comfortable with. So I'm not going to get overblown on this 9-point performance. It happens in the league. It happened last year against Golden State when he scored a point. And like I say, it just happens. Maybe you just have a ball game like that.
Yeah, again, like you said, I am more just upset at the fact that our scoring machine scored 9 points. Also, I want to point out he had 0 free throws, 0. Jalen Green, the way he drives to the back and attacks the basket, it really feels like he should be getting, at least 5-6 free throws a game. He's always getting in there, and it's not even usually him initiating the contact. He might jump up for it, right? But the defense, like Rudy Gobert, he'd be getting away with this a lot. He likes to come in. In order to not draw a foul when you're contesting, for those who don't know, you have to jump straight up, right? Straight up vertical jump, right? Gobert, he's so lengthy, he can lean just a little bit, and because he's the 3-time Defensive Player of the Year, he kind of gets that favorable call against their second-year players. I understand it, but man, is it annoying. We only had 15 free throws as a team. We made 9 of them. Not that good.
Not good.
Not good at all. Jabari, our third pick, also 9 points that night. He went 0 for 5 from the 3, and again 4 for 12 from the field. 33%. Not that efficient. Again, he rookie, right? So I'm more lenient towards that than anything else. Another thing that we talked about recently that we did not like is Garrison Matthews. Gary Bird getting 8 minutes tonight. I'm okay with him getting his connector for 5 minutes, whatever. But you play 8 minutes and you taking 5 shots. I feel like at this point, he's not even playing for the team. He's just chucking it the second
he just be chunking up shots. Every time he get in the game, he just chunk them up. He just chunk up shots. He shoots from the logo like he can really, like he's Steph Curry, actually. He just gets in the game, he just shoots. That's all he do. So at the end of the day, I just feel like I say, he shouldn't be getting minutes. He should be getting minutes than Ty Washington. He should get more minutes than Josh Christopher. He should not be playing on the basketball court at all. It's too bad we have to deal with Daisha Nix. Now we finally got him about the lineup, and he's not even playing in the rotation no more. Let's stop playing Garrison Matthews. Guy just comes in the game, just chunks up shot. Now we shots. Now we got Eric Gordon. Eric Gordon, he had a solid game against the Timberwolves. Now watch the next game. He have an off game. Watch the next game. Eric Gordon probably has an off game the very next game. So at the end of the day, man, like I say, you got some guys just on the team just to be on the team. You got Bruno Fernando. You gave him a contract. You're not even playing him, even playing him at all. So it's just a waste of people talent sitting on the bench because you got guys out there like Garrison Matthews, Bruno in the way, Eric Gordon. Like I say, Eric Gordon is not a bad player, but again, you need to send him to a playoff contending team.
He's checked out mentally.
Yeah, he deserves to be in a playoff contending situation or a better situation, not for this team. So at the end of the day, I feel like we're wasting guys' talent. Having Eric Gordon out there making me feel like that you're trying to win games and knowing we're not going to win that many games this season. We're not going to win that many. We're not better than most of these teams. We're not going to win. So what does it do to get Eric Gordon out on this team? Like I say, but again, hey, I like I said, I'm tired of seeing Garrison Matthews on the floor every single night and chunking up shots every time he gets in the game. And they don't even be great shots. They be terrible jump shots he takes.
Yep. He'd be trying to shoot from, half court. He'd be shooting, there's 3 people draped all over me. Well, James Harden did it one time, so I might as well.
Mm-hmm.
Or Steph Curry would just be pulling up. Garrison Matthews, I like you as a person. I do, right? But you had your little insanity run last year. That was really fun. Helped us get back from our 20-point deficit, 20-point consecutive losses, and then our 20 games losses in a row. And then coming into now, we're trying to kind of build something, right? And Garrison, a little old here. I believe he's 28. He's 26. So he's still he's a year younger than Jayshawn Tate, believe it or not, guys. But with that, I don't think he's really here to stay. I think he's kind of just a little piece for now, and maybe we just utilizing him to maybe see if we can hopefully get a 2nd-round pick for him. I don't know anyone that really wants him. He's kind of on our team because we're so bad. It don't matter at this point. That's kind of how I feel about Bruno as well. At first I did like Bruno. I didn't like that he was starting over Şengün, but I did like the lob threat he was bringing. Then he got injured for a little bit. We saw Şengün rise, which thank gosh, Şengün has been playing well. 18 points and 8 rebounds tonight in 35 minutes of play.
He's been the most consistent player on our team, actually. He's been outside of the Boston game. The Boston game when he scored no points when it's unacceptable. That was unacceptable. He scored no points, but Boston have a great defense, but he still should. It's no unacceptable that a player like your caliber score no points. I don't care who it is, but let's keep in mind Boston is a good basketball team. They're a championship caliber basketball team. Yes. But he's been outside of that, he's been the most, I would say, be the most consistent guy on our team.
Probably our second best player.
Yes,
second best player right now.
Second best player. You can argue at some games, some spurts, he's been the best player on the team. You can actually argue that the way Jalen Green has been playing, been on and off throughout this season. But he's been probably the most consistent piece we actually had, really.
Yeah. Honestly, I think he's in running for most improved player of the year. Just obviously a little bias here, but yeah, Şengün, I really like what he's been putting together. Like you said, we didn't have any Knicks play, thank gosh, but we had Tate coming off. It was his first game back, played 18 minutes, shot 1 for 6 from the field, but his thing really isn't scoring. Right, I want to say he's like that little connector piece. What we play Garrison Matthews as, except Gary Bird, we don't really like him. Jayshawn Tate, 4 assists, 4 boards, stealing the block too. I like that. He did have 3 turnovers, but again, he's a small forward, shooting guard, power for whatever role you want to play him as. I get it. That's fine. He, however, was a +1 in this 8-game loss. The bench was all pluses besides KJ Martin, which really surprised me. Despite him shooting 5 for 8 and having 12 points, he was a -6 in that time. But relatively, to put that in perspective, it's probably because he was playing with Gary Bird, who was a -13. So
I'm glad. We was discussing in the group chat the other day. I'm happy that Jayshawn Tate is back, but I want to know how would you feel on this? Now, if anyone calls and says, "Hey, I want Jayshawn Tate to help us out for a playoff run," would you consider trading him if it's the right deal? I would. I would consider trading Jayshawn Tate. If anyone calls, just to say, if anyone calls, like Denver Nuggets want him to come off the bench and they just want a 2nd-round pick for him, I will actually entertain and consider doing it because I think Tyler Eason is the future of this small forward of this franchise, and I like KJ Martin to be a part of this team too, even though I think he's a better player at this point than Jayshawn Tate.
Yeah, especially KJ's play this season. I mean, despite his numbers, he's just looked really good. The eye test says he's just been phenomenal. And true, we haven't had too many games with Jayshawn and KJ to really compare. But if we're comparing last year, we were all about Tate. Tate looked real good. But I mean, this year KJ's played better than either two last year. I really liked his defensive aggressiveness as well, and we're not playing him at center no more, which really makes him look good.
You're playing him at small forward now,
small forward, power forward type, which I'd rather much have him at 6'7", play power forward than center any day of the week, especially if we play those smaller teams as it is. But yeah, if we out here looking for a trade and it comes down to between KJ and Tate, I'm giving away Tate.
Yeah.
No, it's no disrespect to him, but he's just too old. 20. Like I said, he was 27, and we're trying to build around these young guys, and it's nice to have kind of like that middle age guy for basketball anyway on the team. But Tate is not the guy because he's only been in the league for what 3 years, 2 years. We need, if we're gonna get someone that's 27, 28, we need them to be more of a veteran type role that's been in the league for maybe about 5 or 6 years and is able to come off and contribute in a more box score way versus being more of that mentality role. Because we've got Tate and Boban as our mentality guys, and then Eric as our box score leadership, right? We got to let Eric Gordon go so we can start Tari or KJ. I agree that Tari is most likely the future, but right now I'm with KJ. Like I said, I just love his two-way play. And like his cross-court passing has actually been pretty good. It's been a nice little surprising bonus there.
His defense is low-key underrated, man. That dude defense is low-key underrated. He's a very great defender. With him and Tari Eason and Garuba, them all on the floor, it seemed like the defensive intensity turns up a notch when they're on the floor. Him and Garuba, Tari Eason and Tate and Garuba give it all they have on the floor. They probably, when they're not scoring, they're all over the place. Getting a rebound, what if it's getting a rebound, what if it's getting a rebound, trying to get a steal. They always around the basketball no matter what. So that's why I kind of like Garuba. I think he's showing a lot to improve for us. Him to come off the bench and get about 6 rebounds a game, that's great, man. That's pretty good. Nice. Man. I'm very impressed with that. Yeah, I'm very impressed with that. Him getting 6 rebounds a game and being able to get out on the guard and play good defense. I'm very impressed with Guzman Garuba. Coming off the bench with 6 rebounds, that's a hell of a plus right there.
Yeah. It's also nice to see that, especially because we're running that 3 center lineup, So him being able to grab 6 rebounds out of that is really awesome. I believe we're also 4th in the league for rebounding as a team, which is nice. That is good. But to shift the tone to the team specifically. So as of right now, we are not doing too well as a team. We are 29th in the league for points per game at 109.1. And you would assume the Rockets, which were, a top 3 offensive engine for 4 or 5 years in a row there during that James Harden insanity run. We've just really fallen. And we were also 30th, dead last in the league for assists per game, coming in at 21.8. That's just really atrocious.
That's atrocious. That's atrocious.
That's absolutely atrocious. But a bright side of that is we are 4th in the league for rebounds, which I would have never thought.
Way better than last year in the rebounding area. I know we way better than the last year.
Yeah. Last year, I believe we were running at middle of the pack towards the very end there. However, in terms of offense, we were almost, I think we were 17th.
Okay.
16th in the league for offense. So our offense really shifted, I guess, since trading Christian Wood, which really surprises me, despite him averaging, 17 or 18 a game. But it's a bunch of young guys. Continuing on, I'd like to talk about Tari. Not to disrespect my boy, because I do love Tari. I really love him. Man, if you could just make layups. If you could just make layups. Oh my gosh, he'd be Rookie of the Year. You just gotta make layups, man. 1 for 5 again on 3 points. He made a 3. Which was nice. I do like you making 3s, Tari. I just need to make layups, bro. That's all I need from you. 1 foul, which was very nice to see, despite everyone else having, 3 or more, and Şengün having that tough 5 as per usual, that nice foul trouble. But that goon squad coming off the bench, Garuba, KJ, and Tate with Tari. I think that's going to be a very nice little bench unit. Now, if we can get rid of Matthews coming off the bench, and we can have Josh Christopher coming off, right? Have him run more of this kind of combo guard 1 and 2, kind of running out. I think that'd be nice, being that little connector piece between the staggering of Jalen Green and KPJ. I think that'd be very effective. And I think, getting rid of Gordon and maybe eventually starting Tate. But I think right now KJ deserves that starter piece, especially because he's been overall the better shooter. He's been more consistent, and he's been healthy, right? Yeah. And as unfortunate as it is, I think Tate's played, 2 games this season?
2 games. I think he played 2 games this season. Matter of fact, he came back when he played against Utah, so this maybe his third.
Third, yeah.
Third game, yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what's going on with him. I don't want to call him injury prone just yet. But last season we did see him kind of off and on a little bit with a little bit of injury, and then this season coming in again. He's been he only played 2 games. As long as he's not Kawhi and playing every other game, I'm okay with it for now. But yeah, hopefully we can get Tate to maybe a contender. Maybe we can get Gordon to a contender, or maybe we can package him up and get that sweet mid first round pick we've been looking for a while.
Ooh, yeah.
LA, please. We'll see what's going on there. So as far as it goes, like I said earlier, we are 10-30 on the year, which feels just absolutely atrocious.
Yeah.
I'd like to point out that the Pistons have won 1 more game than us and have had Cade for 5 games this season. That's not good. That's saying good. Bojan Bogdanovic is better than any player in our team. And let me tell you, he is not that good. He is not that guy. I like him. He's a fantastic shooter.
They won one more. They won 1 more game. I should have sworn I thought they were a better team than we are. I should have sworn I thought they won more games than that. By them beating Golden State, on the other night on a Sadiq Bey buzzer beater, I should have sworn they won more games than that. But that's crazy. That is bad. That is really, really bad. They don't have Cade Cunningham. He's out for the whole season, and we leading Pistons.
My thing is it's really. So we always complain about coaching. We're complaining about everything. It sounds like, look, we're not here to complain. We're just here to speak facts. And I want Jalen Green to be taking 20 shots a game, even if he's only making 4, because he will be able to come out here and eventually, like okay, for instance, right? You got a bunch of year 2 guys, right? Jalen right now is averaging 21 points a game, 4 boards, 3 assists. Okay, that's all right. That's pretty good for year 2. He's only on 40% from the season. That's all right. Donovan Mitchell, year 2 was 24 points a game and 4.2 assists, 4 boards. Okay.
That's just 3 points higher.
That's all right. Yeah, just a couple more points. That's all right. And that was on a winning team with Rudy Gobert, Defensive Player of the Year. Mm-hmm. So he had more space. I like it. Kobe Bryant, 15 points a game. 3
rebounds. His second year, right?
Yep. 15 points, 3 rebounds, 2.5 assists. Okay, I like that. And then we get to talk about Devin Booker, who everyone is saying is, Kobe 2.0, I guess. 22 points a game, 3 boards, 3 assists.
1 point, just by 1 point, yeah.
Yeah, and again, I believe that season, for 3 seasons in a row after acquiring Devin Booker, they were the worst team in the league. And they didn't really get good until the bubble where they started to find their stride. And they acquired Chris Paul. So I would like to say that it's not necessarily a bad thing that Jalen Green is kind of going through the slump. Every star does, right? Yeah. But if you got Devin Booker, who went to the finals, you got Donovan Mitchell putting up 71 points, Kobe Bryant, who won 5 championships. It's not hard to say that Jalen Green just needs to get his shots. He needs
to get his shots and have better shot selection. I believe he can be more efficient. Due to the fact he can already get to the basket with ease and make any acrobatic layup that he chooses to. Because when he gets to the basket, boy, I done seen him make some tough layups already this season. If he can get more efficient, he will be a 27 point per game scorer easily. He will be a 27 point per game scorer.
Facts, yeah. I'm really excited to see him. I think he'll lead the league in scoring one of these days. Kind of betting on it, actually. But when it comes to that, I'd say that Jalen, at the end of the day, is still probably going to be our best player, right? I've been hearing some talk on Twitter, disregarding and disrespecting my boy JG, and what I got to say to that is give him some time. We have the worst organization in the league, right? Right now we got the Kings playing better than us. We got the Lakers playing better than us, right? Again,
I expect the Lakers to play better than us. I expect the Lakers to play better than us. When you have a LeBron James on your team, hey, Dad, ain't no way in hell you're gonna be the worst team in the NBA. Ain't no way in hell you accepting that. The Kings, Mike Brown championship experience, Sabonis and De'Aaron Fox, 2 borderline all-stars, they easily could be better. I'm not surprised about that. But
the Spurs are better than us too.
Huh?
The
The
Spurs
Spurs,
are better than
I can make a case that we should be better than the Spurs.
Yeah.
We should be better than the Spurs. I agree with that. We should be better than the Spurs. We should be better than Detroit. We should actually be better than in Detroit. Matter of fact, we should like Minnesota, not even a good basketball team. They're not even a good basketball team, even with Rudy Gobert. Even when Karl-Anthony Towns was in the lineup, when they had a full squad, they weren't even good.
Yeah, they were one game above.
Good.
When Cat was healthy, they were one game above 500.
Yeah, they weren't even good. With the other team, they weren't even good. They weren't even good. Now they're injured. They're injured. They still have Anthony Edwards, and he dropped off a lot for us last year. I expected him to take another step up. But I thought what I've seen in the playoffs, he has not been that good this year. He's totally kind of dropped off this year. Rudy Gobert, everybody was excited about him going to Minnesota and getting up out of there. And Utah comes at the end of the day, totally fleeced them up out of that deal. They totally won that deal with them young guys, the way they look over there. And Rudy Gobert just not that much of a difference maker to a playoff team. He's not that much of a difference maker at all.
Yeah. So talking about the Utah and Timberwolves, Timberwolves are 20-21 on the season. Like, okay, that's all right. That's still ninth in the West. That's all right. In a very hot contested West. Utah is 20-23. So they are only 2 games behind the team that they just traded for. And comparatively, look on the other side, the Cavs are 26-15. I mean, is it fair to say that maybe the Jazz were holding back Donovan Mitchell? I never would have thought he'd be putting up 71.
Hey,
just to be honest with you,
it clearly tells between the two. Like when you looked at Utah and people were debating about who is the better player, some may go with Rudy Gobert and some may go with Donovan Mitchell. I was on board with Donovan Mitchell the whole time. Donovan Mitchell is clearly the better player. And you see what he's doing over there with the Cavs, going crazy, going ballistic over there. And you see what Rudy Gobert is doing. Yes, he's going to get his points. He's going to get his rebounds. But most of the points he scores, he doesn't create the points. They create for him. Most of the points Donovan Mitchell scores, he creates them by himself. He creates them by himself. So you can tell a difference between Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert. Donovan Mitchell is that dude. You see how big of a difference he's making over there in Cleveland with Darius Garland over there. And you see what the Minnesota Timberwolves still is. No improvements at all. Matter of fact, a drop-off from last year, actually. Worse than last year.
Yeah. In terms of points and all that, Donovan Mitchell's averaging a career high, 29 points per game over there. And his next highest compared to that was 26. So that's pretty good. He's also shooting 56% on twos. Again, a career high. Effective field goal percentage, 58%. Career high. I mean, I don't know what's going on over there. I don't even know the name of the coach for the Cavs right now.
Well, JB Bickerstaff, our ex-coach.
Yeah, man, he's just good, man.
Yep.
I really like what they got going on over there. Despite the little rivalry that we've got, Jalen Green and Evan Mobley, yada yada yada, whatever. But Donovan Mitchell, I really respect his game. I was definitely before this season, I was on the Rudy Gobert train. I was like, man, the Wolves are gonna look real good. And the comparative battle between those two for me was always like, what has Donovan Mitchell won compared to the 3 defensive player of the years that Rudy has won? I was just on that train, and I have been proven wrong so hard this season. I will be one to say, I mean, I'm just really disappointed in what the Timberwolves have been bringing, especially so close to my hometown Iowa, or home state Iowa. The Timberwolves, was really betting on them, and 2021. It's not really a good showing, despite being tied in the East or in the West with the Suns, who are also 20-21, and one game behind the Clippers, which are 21-21. I would say that it's really been disappointing overall for those teams. But enough of those teams. Yep. Let's get back to Houston over here. Like I said, we're not doing too well as a team. On the road, I think we are 6-14. I really hope not.
We won more games on the road than at home.
Yeah, we are 4-16 on the road and 6-14 on the homestand.
Okay, 6-14 at home. Okay.
Yeah, in our last 10, we are 1-9, and we are on a 7-game losing streak. Man, this is tough. How many losing streaks does it take to get the first overall pick? I mean, man, I can't tell you how many times between last season, the season before, and now, where it's just been, Here's another 10 games. Oh, here's another 8
And
games.
most of the teams that we lost to, we easily could have beaten, man.
Mhm.
Outside of you take the New Orleans game, I think we lost that game in the first quarter. We lost that game actually in the first half. That New Orleans game, but Dallas, we should have beat Dallas twice at home. We had the lead at home versus Dallas, and Toluca happened both times at home. And we should have beat Utah. We definitely had an opportunity last night to get off this losing streak, and it's just unacceptable the way the guys played, the way the guys give poor effort out there, and the way the guys what got me going was the way the guys quit in the Utah game. They literally gave up after Utah. When the Utah got the lead and starting to pull off, Utah literally gave up. Malik Beasley coming in the game, making every three in the first half, making every three in the first half, getting comfortable. You got a rookie coming off the bench who just played in the fourth quarter. He was not in the game at all. And he comes in the game, he hits 3 consecutive threes off the bench, and Larry Marketing going off for 49. Then we got a nerve to get back on defense. I mean, that's the most embarrassing thing about this. You may think we were showing improvement, we was going to see improvement when we was 7-17 and stuff like that. 10-19. I'm saying, okay, we showing a little bit of improvement. Look like we're going to have probably a better season. We on the road to having a better season than we was last year. Now we 10-30, and it could get worse, man. I'm being honest, man. It can really get absolutely worse, man.
Yeah, we can only hope and pray that our almighty savior, Raphael Stone, will ship off Eric Gordon. So speaking of Eric Gordon, actually, there are a couple teams I think would make a fantastic place for him. I really want him to go to one of these 3 teams. I'd like to see him on the Bucks, so that way they can offer an Chris Middleton light, if you will, off the bench. I feel like that'd be perfect, right? And then I'd like to see him on the Lakers, obviously, so we can get that sweet, sweet 2027 first-round pick, hopefully. Fleece them a little bit. Or another team, might as well bring back Houston Rockets of the East. Bring them to Philly. I mean, you got Furkan Korkmaz and Gorgis Niang. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but yeah, Niang is not really putting up. He's shooting too many tour dates, 1 for 5, 1 for 7, 2 for 12. You got to get him up out of there, But I'd like to see Eric Gordon on a contender, hopefully. Maybe we can get something out of it. And, hopefully we really start to put together a culture, right?
Yeah.
Because this team does not have a culture. Our identity originally was supposed to be this offensive engine, this quick 7 seconds offense that, Steven Silas still wanted to run, and it just hasn't been working. We need to develop a culture. And as of right now, I can't really say what we're even leaning towards.
Yeah, it's interesting. Those are 3 interesting teams. I wouldn't mind seeing them on, especially the Philadelphia 76ers on the their bench. But I got 2 more. I got 2 wild cards I want to get into. Okay. I think they can be these 2 teams definitely can straighten up their season and be a playoff team as well. I want to say Phoenix. I will say Phoenix. I would really like for him to come off that bench with the Phoenix Suns, help out, get them some instant offense off of the bench. And one of my favorite places I think everybody would love to go to just because of this guy don't play no games. You got no choice but to play hard there. And they got a culture. Absolutely there. Absolutely yes. There. The Miami Heat, man. Miami Heat absolutely got a culture there. So if they can find a way to get a deal done with the Houston Rockets and put Eric Gordon on the bench, that way you can help out Jimmy Butler coming off the bench, knowing you can get an instant offense and get some very solid shooting and another ball handler to take a lot of pressure on, along with Victor Oladipo, who's playing really good basketball off of the Miami Heat bench. I think those are 2 wild card teams, and Milwaukee would be perfect, just like how you said it would be perfect. Coming off that bench over there, man, with Pat Connaughton and all of that over there, Bobby Portis. Don't you know how good that bench? Javon Carter, you know how good that bench will be? But Eric Gordon, man, that would be perfect right there.
Yeah, you could have him as a perennial 6-man of the year contender, or honestly, I could also see him starting over Grayson Allen. Despite his dirty play, he is a solid he is a solid a player in terms of just pure basketball. But yeah, he'd either be a starter or a 16, 17 points per game score off the bench. And when you got like you said, Pat Connaughton, and they got Joe Ingles over there who essentially just won them the Bucks game last night with 17 points off the bench, his highest scoring output since he's been on the Bucks. That'd be awesome. I mean, you got three guys that can put up near 20 off the bench right away. And then, like you said, Javon Carter, which is like Chris Paul light for some reason, some games. He's just been looking real good over there.
Yeah.
I think that'd be a really good bench. I think if Eric Gordon goes to one of those teams that we discussed, especially the Suns, actually, now I think about it, I think he'd be really good over there. He's definitely much better than Landry Shamet. He looked really good on the Nets. He looked really good on the Nets for a little bit there, but definitely it was just that was a fake. That wasn't real. Landry Shamet, I think he's a good spot up shooter, but he's not a ball handler. He's what people think Joe Harris is. Joe Harris, I really like Joe Harris. He's a fantastic catch and shoot 3-point guy, but he's not that dribble step back. He just ain't that. But I guess we'll see. Hopefully, one of those teams will want to give us a first round, even if it's a late first round pick. Man, I'll take it. Otherwise, I will take it. But yeah, and as for Tate, since we're on the topic of trading, as for Tate, like you said, I think Denver would actually be a good spot, but it almost feels like they'd have a replicated stat because Bruce Brown is almost the same thing as Jayshawn Tate when you think about it. Hard-nosed, small, power forward, small forward defender that can play make if necessary, but Tate is obviously the better playmaker. I'd say Tate's playmaking is as good as Bruce Brown's scoring, and Bruce Brown is a solid scorer when given the chance. I'd say he's probably around the same level as Aaron Gordon, but Aaron Gordon's just used more than him.
I think Bruce Brown is probably right now is a better shooter than Tate too. I think he improved his 3-point shooting. He definitely improved that this year. He would be great coming off the bench too for the Denver Nuggets. He'll be awesome, and he'll be another guy that can fit in that Miami Heat culture too with his defense, and him being able to handle the basketball, get teammates involved into the game. That'd be another guy. Pat Riley loves toughness. He loves toughness. He loves guys that can play defense. He loves guys that don't give up on plays. That's Pat Riley right there. That's Pat Riley culture. He loves guys that can get physical and physically in shape. Pat Riley loved those type of guys. And I think Jayshawn Tate, like you said, with Denver and with Miami, Miami definitely fit kind of a little bit fits Jayshawn Tate's the way he played. He played so hard. So I believe he definitely fits those two teams.
Yeah, absolutely. The Miami Heat would actually be a fantastic place for Tate when you say it like that. He'd almost be playing their PJ Tucker role. But I mean, the Heat need something, man. They are not doing too well right now as it is. They need some sort of center to kind of go over there. I think our boy Tate would be fantastic. But as far as just pure players, I think the Heat are sitting at, oh my goodness. The Heat are not looking too good as of right now. It doesn't want to pull up the Heat for some reason. I'd say Tate would be a really good connector piece off the bench, especially for him. I don't know if he'd be a starter, but then again, I don't even know what their starters are for the Heat over there. They got Kyle Lowry, Butler, Harrell,
Tyler Hero, and Bam. Yep.
That's about it. That's all I can think of. I think they still got Cody Martin over there.
Martin start. It's either Martin or Spruce. One of them guys start.
Yeah. So I like Strus. I really like Max Strus. I am not in on Cody Martin.
Yeah.
I am not sold on him whatsoever. I don't know what the Heat thought they saw in Cody Martin last year. Then again, I'm not necessarily a Heat fan, but he's he's not it, as some say.
Yeah.
He is not him. Tate would probably be good over there. Let's see. So moving on. I believe Houston plays the Kings here soon. Tomorrow at 9. Wow. 27-13 the Kings are to our 10-30. Last time we played them, we lost by 5. And
wait a minute. What's that record?
I think they're 27-13. Let me
look. The Kings 27-13?
I think so. Kings were looking real nice today. I can't pull it up. My
Okay, hold on.
slow right
I can look at it.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can get them. Get the Kings.
Maybe not. I think actually they're 21-13.
Wow, man, they playing that good of a bat.
21-18. There we go.
Okay, that's still good. It's still low. Yeah,
still very good. Yeah.
Yeah.
They got 11 more wins than us.
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest with you, I can't remember a time where I said, "Man, I don't want to face the Kings," except today. Yeah, the last couple of times we faced the Kings, we've lost, and that was actually last year in April and March. Lost by 5, and then lost again by 12.
So had the lead in both of those games in the third quarter by double digits.
Yeah, as per usual. So I guess we'll have to see what's up. I would say we're facing 2 All-Stars between De'Aaron Fox and Domantas Sabonis. I really like that backcourt combo right there. Not that they're the same player, but I would like the comparison of the KPJ and Fox versus Şengün and Sabonis. I really like what both sides bring. However, Sabonis is a much better shooter than Şengün, I would say, in terms of taking and making them. Now, there's so many times where Şengün is like wide open because like we not to derail, but like we harp on Uzi to just shoot just shoot Uzi, just shoot. I want Şengün to shoot
because he's open.
Yeah, if he's open, just shoot it. That's okay. Don't think about it. Just shit. I'm open. Pop.
He can make it. He showed signs of he can make it. He can actually make it.
I mean, in the EuroLeague, I don't know if you watched too much of the EuroLeague over there with Şengün playing in Eurobasket over the summer. But I mean, man is like doing spinny, hezzy fadeaways from the mid post and doing step back threes. Like Şengün, where the hell is this at right now? Do you know how much? If you could do these step back Christian Wood type shit now, I feel like we'd be going crazy. We probably have like, I don't know, maybe one more whole win than we do now. But yeah, I guess we'll see what happens with that. My bet is we lose in the third quarter. I feel like that's just a safe bet at this point. I want to say we're gonna come out and whoop them. Usually, as Dante knows over here, I'm usually the Houston Rockets enthusiast and optimist. But lately, I have had little to none to be positive about. Just very few things here. So I really hope we can pull out this win between the Kings and Houston tomorrow. But yeah, Dante, anything else you got before we want to go?
Yeah, I'm like you said, we're gonna lose this game in the third quarter. I got something even better, that we will lose the game in the fourth quarter.
Oh no!
We get up. We will have a lead. This is a prediction. We will have a lead in the fourth quarter, and we will give up the lead. We will give up the lead and lose in the fourth quarter. That's how we will lose the game. That's how we lose the game in the fourth quarter.
That sounds about right. Well, before we go here, I'm actually going to do a quick tankathon spin.
Okay.
Right now, it does look like that we are in position to get the first pick above Detroit, Charlotte, San Antonio, and Orlando. So let's we're praying to the basketball gods here. We still get that first pick. Oh my gosh. All right. Well, so Atlanta jumps up 11 spots to get that first pick. Trae Young and Wemby. Wow.
Wow.
Wow. And then Washington jumps up 4 spots. That would be pretty nice. Scoot with Bradley Beal. Yeah. And then Orlando jumps up above us, jumps 2 spots, and we fall all the way to number 4.
Wow.
So we can assume Scoot and Wemby are gone at this point.
Yeah.
I would say probably third. Orlando's probably going with another guard, so they probably want Asur or Amin Thompson. Probably taking one of those guys. So if we fall to the 4th pick, like we talked about last time, I'm on the Anthony Black train.
Anthony Black.
I want Anthony Black
train. Yep.
No,
definitely on the Anthony Black train on that one.
That would be my pick. Well, That's it for today, guys. You know where to find me on Twitter, drip2ps_GAWD, Drip God. You can also find us on Twitter, this podcast at BlackOwned713 for Twitter. And Dante, let them know where you can find you.
Y'all can find me at Coach Dante on Twitter. Coach Dante 31, and find me at Coach Dante on YouTube at Coach Dante. That's where y'all can find me at.
Yeah. Well, Dante, I'll see you later, and hopefully we're wrong about this Kings Rockets game. Hopefully we can pull out a win and get our 11th win of the season out of 21. We praying and hoping. Thank you guys for joining us. Thank you guys for joining. Like, subscribe, comment, and share with your friends. Let us know what it is in the comments. Please debate. We like to debate. Let us know what's up. Give us your hot takes. Enjoy, guys. Thank you.
And thank you, guys. Have a good day.